Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Recently on my YouTube channel, I've had a viewer contact me and with a Bolex non-reflex problem, to where his camera won't wind. It seems to be wound all the way, and he has some possible other issues with it. He just recently purchased it from someone and has yet to get a CLA and or overhaul on it. So I asked him to send me please a detailed video, which he did. So what we're going to do is listen in and watch of what type of issues he has with his non-reflex Bolex, and then I'm going to give you some answers of what it could be, most likely. The typical reasons. Alright? So let's get started on this.
Hi Paul, this is the Bolex non-reflex version. And yeah, the mechanism is completely stuck. So if I want to wind it, then it's like it's a lot of resistance here, and I don't want to force it any. Yeah, even if I force it, it just feels like something is wrong. And the other way around, it's obviously screwing it, unscrewing it. Yeah, that's normal, I think. So yeah, that's normal. And then if I so this is the motor disengage and engaged. I think I saw that somewhere. If I disengage it, then nothing, and if I engage it, nothing. And one point is also here. This is very kind of loose. It on the zero, it's kind of hard to go to that position, and then the motor is completely, also not completely, but it's more or less loose here. And this is on A, whatever that means. And this works. This is all normal here, I think. Yeah, and this is kind of a bit, yeah, that's normal, I think. And this, I don't even know what this is. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. And this, yeah, that's it. So if you have any ideas, then I'll be happy. I wanted to make some kind of music video, and I got it relatively cheaply, but the owner didn't really know what was going on, and he gave it to me because he wanted to support.
So what generally happens is, when the winder, where my finger is right here on the Bolex, is too tight, generally the previous owner of the camera has wound it too tight and stored it away. The inside workings of these cameras are just like that of a vintage clock. They're full of gears. The motor within here is actually a big gear, and the spring motor inside is just like that of a spring of a vintage clock. And if it's wound up and stored away for years to decades at a time, the motor will freeze to the size and shape that it's been stored away in. This means the motor is going to have to be replaced more than likely. And when that happens, you're going to take it to a service person who's qualified and knowledgeable of Bolex cameras. The motor will have to be removed, and it is a dangerous process, even if you know what's going on. The motor will have to be put into a spring winder machine. The spring in the motor rather will have to be cranked down and removed from the casing that the motor is in, the metal casing that is actually a gear itself. It's going to have to be checked for rust and this type of thing, and see if it needs replacement due to any type of possible damage. And if it's going to have to be replaced, then that's what's going to have to be done there. Alright? Another thing that's going to be typical, whenever you get any type of Bolex or a vintage movie camera, they're going to need a fresh CLA, cleaned, lubed, and adjustment. You'd be really surprised of how gunked up from dirt, dust, and film particles, tiny film particles, that these cameras can catch over time after being stored away. And every 2 years, you're going to need a fresh CLA. And they can become expensive, but it needs to be done. Just like changing the oil in your car. When you remove that old oil, it can be really gunky and thick. Same principle here. Alright? So those are some of the pointers and things that could be wrong with a camera. just like this viewer has with his non-reflex Bolex. Alright? So, hope this helps you out. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I want to thank my viewer, whose name is going to end up in the credits here, for the video and the questions that he had. We thank you very, very much. Again, I'm going to put your name in the credits. I don't want to pronounce it improperly. Alright? Paul Morbid of Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Hope this helps you. See ya!